welcome
Welcome.
once again. And this chat is.
Self-ownership,
Mm,
responsibility versus reactivity.
oh, interesting ones.
So,
Self ownership.
what does it mean for you, the self-ownership?
Yeah, if you would have asked me a few years ago, duh, of course I am me.
Yeah, I am responsible.
Yeah, um, but since doing my work, um, self ownership is living a life without projection.
I love
But then what does projection mean?
it. Exactly.
Um, it's blaming my problems on others.
Mm-hmm.
It's your fault, this and that. And so starting to notice, when am I projecting my issues out onto other people?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, another way to hold this self ownership is to parent myself, because as I've investigated, a lot of my projections um, are me trying to get stuff to be seen, to be recognized, to be validated
Mm.
um, by my parents. These things that didn't happen in my development. And I've noticed that actually happening between me and my mum. And also it never happens.
Well,
And but then also noticing in my life how I projected mother out onto other people
mm.
and trying to get that validation, and it always screws up,
Yeah.
and how I'll unconsciously screw it up as well.
Yeah. And I really love what you shared because this really tied up with this reactivity and responsibility.
Mm.
I love playing with words and reactivity. So we reacting, like acting again.
Yeah, an old situation.
Old situations that usually happened in our childhood with our caregivers, with our parents, with at school.
Mm.
It can be loads of things.
Yeah.
And we are acting again and again and again and again the same thing,
Mm.
and we are expecting that
Different
somehow
different
results,
results.
that somehow this will happen and we will receive something
Yeah.
from the outside world that we never received from our caregivers in our development.
And
But then, yeah,
I was going to say, just to interrupt, another one of our favourite sayings as we go through our chats is the definition of idiocy.
mm-hmm.
Doing the same thing, expecting different results, which again
Yeah,
is
it's
another
massive.
amazing compass. And for us, it's quite joyful when either of us catches ourselves
Yeah.
in a reaction. And wow, I wasn't an idiot. It doesn't mean that
We are stupid.
yeah, and also it doesn't mean that it was the right response, but we've started to break the pattern.
Yeah, and we're starting to see this pattern, see
Yeah.
the moment when we caught ourselves. It's this first glimpse of awareness. It's like, oh my god, I've done it again.
Mm.
And then the next step would be to go into responsibility.
Yeah.
And again, my playing with words, ability to respond.
Yeah.
And when we are reacting, we are acting. For me, the reaction has this the sense of very fierce and very like kind of snappy energy.
Yeah, and for me also, what I've noticed in myself when I'm reacting, the energetically in myself, there's a very much an outward push.
Mm-hmm. That means that this outward push is putting the responsibility on others.
Yeah, my suffering is your fault, therefore you have to fix it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen.
Yeah, of course, you can't say that, okay, you made me suffer, but now what I will do with it. I am an adult, and I have an ability that I didn't have as a child. Usually the childhood trauma or things that happened to us, we were not able to respond because
Yeah.
we were pre-verbal. We couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Our life was dependent on our caregivers who were in their child mode.
Yeah,
I would say.
and this is a funny one for me and an odd one to admit. I'm less than a year away from being 60 years old, and I'm on a mission to embody my adult
Yeah.
and let go of my child. Well, not so much let go, it's let that child know that the adult within me is here
Mm-hmm.
to look after that child. So it doesn't need to react. It,
And it has the ability to respond.
no, I will, my adult
Yeah.
will do.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Is the responsible one that has the ability.
So that you are not in your childhood child reaction.
Yeah.
You can pick from the whole range of responses the one that is appropriate to the situation.
And this brings us when we're starting to respond, as we were talking about earlier, responding from the heart. And again, this comes into boundaries as well, which has been a big one for me of late, learning to set boundaries from my heart center.
Yeah, for me as well.
Yeah.
Even though we are on both sides of the pendulum,
Yeah.
I didn't have boundaries at all. I was taking everything on me, and boundaries doesn't mean that it is have to be like thick castle walls. It's actually the very thin and very gentle, and this is again.
And responsive to the moment.
Responsive to the moment, that we pick the response according to the situation.
Yes.
Because sometimes we are reacting enormously to the little thing that happened.
But it's a big thing to that wounded child.
To the wounded child, exactly. And then what is important is that we actually can say like, hey, listen, I am almost 60, I'm over 50. Let's make a deal that I've lived and I can pick the right response. It doesn't mean that it will work.
Yeah.
But at least...
But we're breaking a pattern.
We are breaking the pattern.
Yeah. And I think as we're breaking the pattern, trying to find how to respond from a heartfelt place. Shall I share my story of a recent conversation with my mum? And so this isn't to say this will work for everyone. Mm-hmm. It's just what worked for me on a number of times when visiting my elderly mother. And she's 91. She's getting towards the end of her life now. And she's a born-again Christian. And she likes to preach. When my mum starts preaching, I don't feel seen or in the space at all. And it triggers me an awful lot. And so then this gives me an option. I can react from that trigger and just outright tell her to stop. Or I could just shut up, submit. But then all that energy, that angry energy is left in me. And it's going to find a way to rebel, to do something, typically later on. This has been my experience. But what I've found on recent visits to my mum, once she starts to preach, it's like, Mum, I really get you and your religion, and I know how helpful and important it's been to you. And I totally respect you for that, and I don't want you to change in your belief system, although it's not my belief system. But at the moment, to me, I hear you preaching towards me, and I really want to connect with you.
And there is a different energy when you are sharing it. It's not this kind of tense.
It's not defensive.
Defensive or kind of closing yourself from the
It,
connection.
it's my need for connection, especially now when every time I see her, maybe the last time, it's like I really want to connect with you from my heart. Just let's talk, let's share the conversation together, and please don't preach. I respect your religion. Don't want you to change. Can we chat so I can feel heard and connected to you? And
Yeah, and I really love what you shared. In my case, it's like, of course, we are completely different. Each of us and each of us humans are completely a different set of experiences. And for me, I try with my mom, who is also elderly and going into end of her life. Tried many things to set the boundaries, to talk to her, but it doesn't work. So what is the healthiest thing for me is to step back and make with love and kindness. It's not with the anger, with the with this reactive energy. To step back and to be selfish in a healthy way. That I need space.
Yeah.
And I can't do certain things for her because this is not that I can handle.
Yeah, that's going out of your capacity, and it'll push you into overwhelm.
Yeah, exactly. That my pattern was to go and do things and do, and then I became overwhelmed. And now, if someone doesn't see or hear my no, I'm gently removing myself with the love and kindness, with the respect, saying, I can't, I have to take care of myself.
And just hearing you say that, that's a good parent.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I see that this is too much for you at the moment. Let's back up a bit and find some space. And I love how you just brought up healthy selfishness. I think that's something else that we need a good chat about.
Yeah.
Because selfishness gets a bad rap, rightly so when it's unhealthy. Yet there is a selfishness that a lot of us
don't
embody.
Yeah, and I was the one.
Yeah.
So next chat probably it will be about
healthy
selfishness.
Yeah.
So we're curious, how is healthy boundaries, responsibility, reactiveness, how does it resonate, how it lands for you?
Yeah, and you, where are you at on your journey of self-ownership? Can you notice when you're coming from the heart or coming from a protective part?
Yeah. We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Till next time.
Till next time.